individual practices. And I think that's just just an effect of what we've been doing in practice and how focused we've been.
Chessa Boucher with NBC 33 here in Baton Rouge. Michaela, you came out just on fire. What was working so well for you? And also, you and Big Four were playing off each other really well. Just talk about y'all's chemistry.
Oh, man, me coming out on fire was just excitement. It was just excitement, and I'm glad it turned out that way. And I think just playing with Four, we clicked as soon as I came on campus. Even before that, we met at a camp, and the rest has been history. And I'm just extremely excited to continue to finish out this season with her, and I hope we end out on a bang.
Yeah, she's my recruit. Take pride in when Michaela get going, it's just easier for everybody. I always know she's gonna hit that cross and hit that three, so I'll be ready. But I think she just plays with so much poise, and she impacts the game in so many ways. And when she coming out, like, we're a better team.
Right here in the front.
Hey, it's Megan Hall with USA Today. This question is for you, Michaela. I talked to Flau'jae earlier in the season. I asked her, what are the things that LSU needs to do to win a national championship? Obviously, today is the first step in that. But from your lens, what do you think are the things that would, help you get there?
I don't know if you ever heard Coach Starkey say, but no rebounds, no rings. So we can start right there with the rebound the ball, and I think us all being on the same page and playing with each other instead of against each other and playing together and playing discipline and closing out those big games in the last fourth quarter. I think that's the biggest thing for us is just staying disciplined down the stretch.
They need to hear me say it while they're in here. Neither one of them had a turnover tonight. Bam!
Right there, Brett.
Yeah, for Flau'jae, what do you think of Michaela not having a turnover while doing behind the back passes and no look, hesitation passes, stuff like that?
I see it in practice, so I'm not really surprised. But I don't know. I feel like this week, like, we just been super locked in, like, from a leadership standpoint, from an energy standpoint, and that type of energy. You play your best basketball then. I'm excited to see how she comes out this March healthy. I feel like this is just the beginning. 18-10, it's crazy, but that's what she's capable of. She's that type of player. She's triple-double type of player. So it's nothing new to me. I'm just glad that, we had a minimal. Oh, we had 0. That's what we do, baby. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just playing. But no, this is what she do, man. This is what she do. She's elite.
John Sokoloff with WGNO in New Orleans. You guys forced 28 turnovers tonight, also scored 116 points. You were kind of talking about your overall thoughts on this one. Did it feel like a complete performance by you and your team this evening?
No, not complete, because that second quarter we kind of gave up, we gave up too many points. We weren't talking. We was making small mistakes, which we can't do, and we got to clean up. I know Coach Bob going to clip that, and we're going to be able to talk through that tomorrow and flush it and let it go. But not a complete game, but it's okay. For the first round, playing in these, you just know you got to clean up those things game by game. So that's the blessed thing. Like, if you had a bad game today, squash it. If you had a good game today, squash it. Like, you on to the next. So, not a complete game, but it was decent.
Jacques Doucet, WAP-TV here in Baton Rouge, to both players. How refreshed and recharged do you think you guys were? It certainly looked like, since the SEC tournament to now, you're ready to make that next run here.
Yeah, definitely recharged. Just got with Thomas, did a lot of extra conditioning, and that's something you got to continue doing during the tournament, to be in peak shape, when you really need it. I feel like we got a lot of rest on our legs, and this is what March is about. Like, the team who wanted the most. I was telling them, like, when it started burning and stuff like that, play hard through that, because that's when you can reach different heights. So I felt like we were just ready to play. We've been going for a while. Like, me and 12 was like, let's get it. Like, let's go.
Right here, second row.
Kent Ross, champ side. Flau'jae, yesterday you talked about you and your teammates all playing that great game together. You had 7 teammates that, scored in double digits. You all had a couple steals. How was it to have, so many teammates play that good game tonight?
It was amazing. That's what we need, and that's who we are. I think, like, in the beginning of the season, like, a lot of people got playing time. And then during SEC, like, it dwindled a little bit, but we have to show that we have a bench that we can play. you know what I'm saying, that is just as talented, just as disciplined, and just as focused. So I think it's important for them to gain that confidence and know that they can play in the postseason, know that they can play in these games, and know that we have confidence in them, and Coach Mulkey has confidence in them. And I just feel like when everybody's clicking, like, we're great. And so you see flashes of it, though. Early in the season, Duke, Bella, big plays, Grace, big plays, Z, big plays. So just instilling that confidence, we're going to need everybody. It's not going to just take me and Michaela and Millette. No, it's going to take everybody. So I'm glad everybody getting their feet wet, for sure.
Scott. Scott Rabelais with The Advocate. Well, if y'all scored 116 in a game and y'all tied the record for most 100-point games in a season, what are your practices like? I mean, how much do y'all get up and down in practice? I mean, y'all have you know how many points y'all scored in the practice? Or
I don't
like
let them go up against each other. They'll hurt each other.
We don't go up and down.
In all seriousness, we go against the guys because I want to sometimes, and I'm like, no, because if this one scores on this one, then she's going to get pissed, and this one's going to get mad at this one, and they just go at what you love in the preseason. But not during the course of the season. I've thought so many times I need to do it, but I just say let the guys do it.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. I assume when playing basketball, if you play at a high level, this is what you want to play. You know, how much fun is it to play like this?
It's so fun, bro. If you want to hoop, come to LSU. You know, like, if you really just want to hoop, like, Coach Mulkey, like, she really just, like, go ball. You know what I mean? And I think, like, everybody looking at her, like, this is why people like to come and play at LSU. Like, this is why we get all the best transfers and the best freshmen, because they like to come play this style of basketball. If you could put the ball in the hoop, you know what I'm saying? If you can run the floor, like, you're going to love playing here. And that's what I love to do. That's what 12 love to do. Like, you know, it's just really fun. We score a lot of buckets. And in practice, we always just emphasize and just push ahead, push ahead.
Two more for the players here in the front, and then Michael, and that'll be it for the players.
Chastity Uwe with News 6 Media. This is for Coach Mulkey.
Hold on just a second.
Do them first.
We're going to do the players.
The players first.
Oh. What y'all think y'all can do differently to win again on Sunday?
Clean up mistakes. I believe that if we clean up those small things, those small mistakes, being on help side, talking on defense, helping the helper, being in a rotation, like, those small things win championships. Transition defense, cleaning up those things, and I think those are like mental lapses. And we're a younger team, so I think just getting everybody to realize how crucial those little things are. And it starts with us. It starts with me and 12. And so we're gonna get in the film room and fix that.
One more for the players, Michael.
Yeah, Michaela, just Flage touched on it earlier, but getting the young girls involved, you know, like we said, it's the first time for them. How did you think they did tonight?
They did great. They came out ready to play. They came out playing hard, and they came out listening. I think I've said this since we started, that they're eager to learn, they're eager to play, and they're just great people and humans to be around. So they did great, and I'm excited to see how far they go in this tournament.
Flage and Michaela, thanks for your time. Congratulations. Appreciate you joining us.
Did good. See y'all. Take your drink, baby.
We'll get it. Okay, same procedure. If you'll please introduce yourself and your affiliation now. We'll open up the floor for questions for Coach Mulkey.
Ron Higgins, Report Bossier Journal. Kim, is there any way you can nitpick a 58-point victory? I mean,
yeah.
Tell me.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Go look at that second quarter. We gave up, they shot 50-something%, didn't they? 58%. That's too many points. And I think I said it coming off the floor when the ESPN lady asked me, and I said, it's too many points. You got to clean that up. And, yeah, we will nitpick it, but we won't nitpick it so much that we're going to look back at that. We've got to move forward. We got to get out here and watch this game and do a scouting report on them and get ready to practice tomorrow. Yeah. I think we had a few too many turnovers, but the second quarter was sloppy.
Back row.
John Sokoloff with WGNO in New Orleans. What did you think of your offense tonight, and what did you think of tying the Division I record for most 100-point games in a season?
The offense is not surprising. We've seen that all year. I've said it so many times. I feel like I'm, you know, a recorder. We can score the ball. We just have to keep committing to things defensively when you play the great teams that are as good as you or better than you. And we've got to make sure that, you know, we show them turnovers. We got to make sure the defensive help is there. And we got sloppy doing that. The record, Yeah, I don't know how many 100-point. What's the record? How many have we done?
15.
So we've scored 15 games this year, 100 points, and that's tied the record. Yeah, that's a lot of scoring, but I've got a lot of scores out there.
Michael?
Kim, just Amaya, is she good to go?
Coach's decision. Yes, she's good to go.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll play in the next game.
Gotcha. And then just the decision to start Grace in the second half. I'm thinking you want to get these
Well,
young girls minutes.
Yeah, and it was also my decision to put her back in the first half when she had 2. See, you didn't ask me about that, Cobble. You're not staying on top of things, son, okay? Because I don't normally do that. But I needed Grace to get some minutes. And the score was such that, as I told her, I don't care if you foul out in the first half. Play hard. She needed to get in the flow in some minutes, and I don't know that I've done that many times in my career. So what was your question? Oh, I thought everybody did fine. We almost had 8 of the 9 that played score double figures. So I think Bella and Divine didn't, but I think Bella had like 10 rebounds, didn't she?
She did.
And she tweaked her ankle a little bit there, but she's fine.
Brett?
Martel with AP. So I know you emphasize defense and rebounding. How much do you think that has to do with the number of high-scoring games you've had this year, or is it just the scoring talent, or is it that the defense creates scoring
I think
opportunities?
it's a little of both, depending on the game. Some games we're given up one shot. We don't let them get second and third shots, so we're turning and we're throwing it up quickly. I think it's athleticism. You better get on and move when full volley's in that ball game. We're going to push the ball up the floor. Some of it is defensive stuff, but I think it just depends on the game, the opponent. I think it's just a little bit of everything, but you just look at all of them, and they can all score in different ways. Jada's a scoring point guard. Full volley's a scoring guard when she's at the point. So let them rip, let it fly.
Chessa?
Chessa Boucher with NBC 33 here in Baton Rouge. Just talk about what you saw out of Flau'jae and Michaela, their chemistry, and also my second question, Zakiya Johnson just seems to be a silent assassin. I mean, she got after it, and we're talking about everybody else.
Well, there was a point there, I don't know, help me, 3-4 minutes left in the game, and I looked out there and I had that freshman class. And I thought, this is fun for me to watch, to watch those freshmen out there together. Michaela, Flau'jae, I say this every chance I get, you may never see the likes of them staying at an institution. This one's 4, and unless something crazy happens, I would think Michaela's going to be here 4 years. And she's right. She had to help recruit Michaela. But that's what you should do. Great players want to play with great players. Z, I put her at the 3 a little bit there at the end of the game. That's her natural position, and she's done nothing but be a great teammate, a joy to coach, and whatever you need me to do, Coach, I just want to play, and that's why I moved her inside.
Andre Champagne, Tiger Rag. Coach, we've seen the depth and the versatility all year, but when it comes to March, just talk about how fun it is being able to roll out so many lineups, especially against teams that you've never seen before, and how challenging that may be for other teams.
Well, it allows you to play them early in the games because you have seen them perform in the SEC games, regardless of what the score is. It gives you some confidence to look down there and go, Bella, get in there for Flau'jae and give her a breather, regardless of what the score is. Because those kids, they're freshmen. And if you don't give them minutes through the course of the year, you're not going to have confidence when you get down to the playoffs. And I'm very confident putting different lineups out there, as you see. I don't think you can do a scouting report on us and say Michaela, Flau'jae, and everybody else. I think you better do a detailed scouting report because you don't know who we're going to start, who we're going to play, the flow of the game. I can go big with two bigs. I can go big, small. I can go both small. The game just kind of dictates that.
Last two questions for Coach Jacques, and then right here in the front. Jacques, go ahead.
Jacques Doucet, WFB TV in Baton Rouge. Are you looking forward to Sunday and what the atmosphere could be like now that it's official and this will be the last game for
Well,
Clark?
I am. I was pleased with the crowd today. As the game got going, I looked up and I said, well, we've filled this thing other than about 3-4 sections in the end zone behind the students. And that concerned me because 5 o'clock is traffic around here and it's people getting off work. But I will say this again. Flau'jae Johnson deserves to have this place sold out. What she has meant to our community, to women's basketball, to all sports at LSU. When you think about LSU sports, we can all sit here and start naming people that played in all the sports. Flau'jae may be the only one that we don't need to know what her last name is. You just say Flau'jae. She'll go down in the history of LSU athletics as not only a young lady that stayed 4 years, first McDonald's All-American I signed here, won a national championship, Elite Eights she's been in, what she gives and does in the community with all her money, and she's a joy. And as a coach, man, you hope you can just coach those kind of kids in your lifetime. And I've been blessed to coach several. But it's just, we need to sell this place out. And it was a great crowd today. But I saw a few empty seats, so I'm going to harp on that tonight and tomorrow. And hopefully it'll be a memorable day or night. I don't know if we're playing a daytime game or a night game yet, but let's do our part as people that appreciate a young athlete like that.
Right in the front.
Hey, Kim. It's Megan Hall with USA Today. This is a little bit of a off-the-wall question, but I wanted to ask, your outfits during March Madness are some of the most memorable that I've seen in the last several seasons. So I wanted to ask, what do you do with these, outfits after you've worn them at such a, momentous time? Are they in a collection anywhere?
No, they're in my closet, and I guess at the end of the summer, somebody will come get them and auction them off. I don't know. I don't know. They just leave them at my house, and so I'm supposed to wear that tonight, and I wear it.
Coach,
I don't know.
I heard something on the radio that fashion trends recycle every 20 years, so 20 years from now you can...
Say that again? Recycle fashion?
No, the cycles in fashion come around every 20 years.
Well, bell-bottoms. I wear a lot of bell-bottoms, and, some of y'all are pretty dang old in this room right here. Y'all can remember the bell-bottom days, right? Go ahead. I won't point you out, but you know what I'm talking about.
I did have a follow-up to my earlier question on defense. Could you just comment specifically on the points off turnovers? I think it was 18 steals, 38 points off turnovers.
Well, you're being active. You're playing a team that's, not supposed to win, but you can't look at where they're placed. You're looking at you're in our bracket, you're in our way, and you're one of the 6 games we need to win, and you go out there and you play hard. And I think we have athleticism, speed, and quickness with certain ones on the floor, but we also have strength. We also have some strength out there. So get after it. And if people score, and I thought Jacksonville did score in that second quarter, make the shots that they make hard. And just play defense. When you head on down this road, guys, it's going to get tougher. And you hope that your defense, you hope that your rebounding can help you when you're not scoring 100 points or whatever we did, 15 times this year. Good teams are going to make you execute in a half court. when you get right down to it, you're not going to get all those fast break points. You're not going to get all those steals. When it gets closer to narrowing this field down, you're going to have to execute in a half court.
Coach, congratulations. Thank you for your time.
All right.
We will see you again tomorrow. We're going to do a reset here in Baton Rouge. We'll be right back. We'll hear from Jacksonville in just a moment. Good? Okay. Okay, once again, good evening. Welcome back to Baton Rouge for the Women's NCAA Tournament. Baton Rouge Regional, we are joined now by Jacksonville. We're joined by head coach Special Jennings to my left, and then we have Tatum Brown joining us, and then Carmia Bowman. We will invite Coach if she'd like to make an opening comment. We'll let Coach speak first, then we will address our questions first to the players. As always, cell phones turned off, please, and address which player you would like to ask your question to and identify yourself with that. We thank you all for joining us. Coach, if you'd like to open a comment,
Absolutely.
it's yours.
We've had a phenomenal year, right? And I'll stick to that. My players have been resilient all year. They've played extremely hard for me. They've played for each other. They've celebrated each other. It's unfortunate that Priscilla Williams, went out with an injury and not able to finish her career on her terms. But, we've had a great run, right? And I'm extremely proud of these young ladies.
Is she? I saw her arm in a sling. Is she
Yes.
okay? If you don't, not that you can tell us what happened, but is she okay?
She's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking. Want to ask. She was here yesterday.
Yeah.
We had the pleasure of
Yeah.
meeting her.
Yeah.
All right, let's ask our questions to either Kamai or Tatum, please. If you raise your hand, introduce yourself, your affiliation, and you can address questions to players right now, please. Anybody? Scott, you want to do it right here?
Scott Rappley with the Baton Rouge Advocate, just for either player. LSU came out and started scoring right away. I mean, did they take y'all out of anything that you wanted to do? I mean, did they surprise you at all with how much they were able to score right off the start?
Are you addressing? Who are you addressing?
Two of the
me?
players.
Oh, sorry.
Kamara, you want to answer that first, and then Tatum?
Yes. I don't really think so. I feel like I could still do what I wanted to do. Even so, I could do more because of the way they were playing.
Yeah, I mean, they came out and played LSU basketball, played hard and strong. I feel like after the first time out, we were able to adjust better, but they didn't really do anything that we were unfamiliar with.
Any other questions for players? Right now, we're empty with Zoom, so we're okay there. Anybody else? Any player questions? If not, Scott, you got another one?
You guys made a lot of shots, especially the second quarter. Coach Mulkey commented on that, how well y'all did offensively in that quarter. So, I mean, did you feel that part of your game was fine?
Yeah, I mean, that was great. We got to slow them down and play our style of basketball. So, I mean, y'all seen we didn't lose that quarter by much as much as we did in the first, but yeah.
We're good. Carmea, thank you very much. Tatum, thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations on your
Thank you.
season. Best
Thank
of luck
you.
to the both of you. Okay, any questions for head coach Special Jennings? Well, we have her now. We'll turn our questions to her. If not, you and I will talk here for just a second. We'll give them the opportunity. Anybody? Let's talk about the start. Scott asked your players about the start. You called a quick timeout. You saw that pace going. What were you trying to tell your team in terms of the way they came out of the gates?
It wasn't so much of the pace. It was us, right? I'm looking at my players. We were uncharacteristic in the beginning, and so I called the timeout to kind of settle us in, to get us, settled. Yeah, LSU was a good team, right? Really good team. Again, they've been a national championship contender. I thought we got away from the things that makes us really good.
Yesterday, you made the point that you all like to run just like LSU did, and LSU made a point a few moments ago to emphasize how good you all played in the second quarter. They were disappointed in themselves, but the numbers showed. Did you see that, and what was the feeling with the team when you came out in the second quarter after getting behind in the first quarter the way you did?
I mean, I thought, like I said, it's hard. We're one of the best teams in the country at getting to the free throw line, and so when that, when we're not, we didn't get as many attempts this game, and I thought that we put ourselves in position a couple times to get fouled. But that's a big part of what we do from an offensive standpoint, and it didn't go our way today.
Moving forward, after the success you had this season, how do you take this as a building block to learn and start getting ready for next year?
I mean, it's like any competitor, right? You go get better, chin up, chest out, figure it out, right? You don't put your head down. The game is built on wins and losses. You either win or you lose, and there is no in between. And so we understand that. My job is to go make sure our roster is intact to be competitive again next season.
Anybody? Go ahead, Scott, right here.
You mentioned Priscilla Williams. Can you say what happened to her in the game?
I'm not all the way sure, but I know that she's out for a while.
I happen to be sitting in front. I think it was on an inbounds.
I like to say
Something
that,
like that,
yeah, I mean, she went down, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Anybody else? If not, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Yes,
And
thank you.
congratulations on your season. Wish you the
Thank
best
you.
of luck in the future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us. You bet.
Thank you.